not only is it placement, but knocks and kills that you get do factor into a lot of points. And I think that's how a lot of battle royales, you come from a lot of the battle royales, uh, uh, how they tend to place things are based off not just making sure you survive, but also that you're playing aggressively, that you're looking for these knocks and trying to get ahead.
And many of our squads are participating not just in tournaments, show matches like these, where it's all about the win, but are also looking at things like the prologue, like the regional matches that we're going to have a little bit later on. Teaser for what Battle Hub will be bringing all of us this weekend, where points do accumulate a lot over time.
Oh my god!
It's really
There's
important.
4
We're jumping
teams
right
here.
into a fight, however.
They're just looking for the fight right away. Go Hogs find a Colt Coon. They're going to get the first knock instantaneously on drop. Not even getting a level beforehand. Chasing away a Colt. As Dancer has to be careful because Hetsu's here too. For a Colt Coon. They get caught out by 3 separate teams. Each of their members trying to survive. And Dancer is going to dance away from that one. Riding the Grails away. But Go Hogs and Cap are still here, and both teams, they can continue to look for this fight, especially with main characters close by.
Those were 4, 5 of our teams that dropped down in Cold Fang, and we're still looking for engagements as well. Even Cap, who are down a level on Hog, do jump forward momentarily. Main characters have come on in, though, and who will main characters decide to isolate? They've still got Giant Chipperl and Dylan on level 2s, but Prismaticism finds a knock against Stevenator, knock into the wall, not onto the floor, and Stevenator does have to disengage through the boss, getting very low meanwhile. Chipperl looks for a fight, needs to charge up a little bit of energy on Brawl, but Hog disengage.
Oh wait, Giant Chipperl is really chasing this one away. I think they go back to the boss. Yeah, there it is. They are going to back off now. I think that they want to take that away, knowing that Crush All players were right behind them. The fight continues, but now you're the ones in a bad spot. Main characters trying to finish off to get the level 4, and they do so. That's going to be the dash in. Level 2 only. It is a trade of 1 for 1. The one hero from last game has been knocked, but it's going to be a 3v3 with Felix getting a lot of damage on Oath body block. But the resets for main characters. They may get an early one. Nidhogg trying to get away. Does do so. Now you're by yourself. Playing Gunner, and I gotta love it. I love that he's playing Gunner Hudson for me.
Makes his way out, and I think he'll get to escape as well. Even improving. We'll have difficulty finishing that off.
Improving wanted it.
So,
he wanted it so bad.
He did. And I think main characters are generally going to follow in this rotational path. I just keep moving in behind the Hudson, who you see on the run. Nidhogg's going to have a tough game, but maybe with a lucky res beacon, we'll see the team get back into things. Passion Fruit isolate 2, huge knockup.
I like that, getting the knock on to Celeste, and now they have the flank there, and it's Passion Fruit this time. They're the ones on the aggression, looking for the picks and looking for the knocks, but it has a Felix on the other side. Might get away. They have one, but they could chase this down, utilizing the movement speed from Zeph and almost getting tagged with Chonkers. Now that you have Blicky getting as far away as they have, I thought they'd fall back, but Jelly really wants it, looking for the snipe, not gonna tag it there. Blicky's still doing fine. Might be able to play towards some of these bushes, gets the knockback, disengaging one, that's the support. You gotta be careful, Jelly getting a lot of damage, but if your flamethrower does more, you're burning him. Gotta get over the wall, but almost sniped there off. Does a great job of buffering that away, but Jelly's even better for the first team elimination.
Nice finish off by Jelly. Had me worried there for a second, and even Waterblaze actually doing a really good job in showcasing how Zeph can be so pivotal in these early game fights. Vortex Charm changes things so quickly. It's one of the most powerful cooldowns in the game. That and everything that main characters are constantly throwing at you. Improving does use the dash out of Jewel early on.
Okay, they are going to get Scarb away from this one, but Improving says, no way you're getting away from me. Chases down another knock, but Riftwalkers do have their Jhin still fine, still up there, and start looking for some of these revives. It is fairly early. They have enough time that they can get these revives off and not really feel like they're going to get attacked while doing so. Even if main characters are on the hunt, they are going to be nearby, but I think the rest should finish before you get there.
I haven't looked at the Storm Shift nearly as much. It is one of the less impactful ones, although having Soulbound powers is nice. Improving, taking another engagement, not giving any room for anyone to use them.
No, gets a nice shield there. Getting the burn as well, but dashed away by Riftwalkers. This time looking a little bit cleaner. Maybe a cool model is getting attacked here. should try to get away. Oh, needed to take the gusts if you wanted to get out of that one. But now the chase down is there. You're sacrificing your life so the rest of your team can try to get away.
With Parya still up, I think Jin's going to be able to make an escape, especially as Zen come in. Try and punish this. Lockdown's going to come in. Dolph follows up on it, but Giant Chipperl now has the backup of Dylan. Luna gets forced onto the low ground.
And there have the follow-up there from Dolphy. Getting damage on to improving. That's going to be the first knock. Main characters in a bad spot. Try to go for the engage. Getting the push back. But this is going to be the minion helping them out a little bit. Then have to regroup, get themselves back as a unit because they've been split up, and that's what is realized there from Prismaticism. It's a 3v3 momentarily. The dash away because they already got the revive on improving, but they got to be careful. Prismaticism's in a bad spot as Giant Chipperl helps get the knockout there that they need to on Adolphi. Main characters back in the fight and looking for Spicy Marinara, who can't get away from that one nor can pin because they've got him. Wait a minute! Spicy Marinara, he's just flying on out there, glides away even if pin will fall, but gets the knockback up on it, improving. It does help out the team massively. Look at Spicy Marinara though, waiting to see if they can back up the team while the res should be there.
Pin almost burns down in the meantime. Shrike providing a lot of damage, but not enough to keep the squad safe as Dolph, one of the most aggressive Alunas I have ever seen in my life, is the first to go down, and it really shifts the course of the fight that otherwise was going in Zen's favor. I'd like to see them take another run at this. They did almost take down main characters, but it'll require a quick res, something that Pin might be able to do even now as we move past clearing a couple of camps on the way. I'm noticing that we've got Shrapnel and Damage Soul on the board this game, and already we're seeing what I believe is Damage Soul just taken and Shrapnel Soul about to be.
That'll give a nice boost up here over the Passion Fruit, getting themselves that extra damage. Wait, no, I think that's Shrapnel. My bad.
Yeah.
Getting at least the soul. They're getting the soul for themselves. That's going to help. But I kind of want to ask you, because you look at how some teams play, like, look at the position right now of Riftwalkers, where they kind of split up. You come from Battle Royales. Like, and I've seen this happen with some teams where they use one player as not only a scout, but kind of like a backup plan in case they get knocked out. And it feels like Riftwalkers are playing that dangerous game right now.
They definitely are, and we saw main characters do something similar, maybe accidentally last game. In SUPERVIVE, it is an extremely risky strategy to try and take up space because space is so difficult to hold. Players don't really have as much ability to lock down an area, unless, of course, maybe you're playing Hudson, and even then, it can get really tough. So I like it when squads are able to stick together, but the SUPERVIVE meta, very much still developing, and I'm as curious as you, Magical, whether this will follow the course of other Battle Royales and be a game where things like this don't get punished, as Parya so quickly was.
Exactly, and that's the thing. It gives a little bit of information over to Riftwalkers, but now they are down already. They have to somehow revive their team and get back into this one, because they are split up, and they only have these two that are now fighting up against a Cult Coon by themselves. And wait a minute. What? How'd they get spiked right there?
It looked like he just fell, honestly. Like, real talk?
Yeah.
That looked like a misclick. No, yeah, I don't know how, but yeah.
Oopsie. Hey, you know what, that happens to the best of us. And they should still be able to get the revive off. Like, looking at how the zone is right now, there's plenty of respawn beacons that are left alone that don't have to have any fight. But here, Rush All players have gotten all their team back up. Remember, they had that early fight up against main characters where it was like 4 teams all dropping the same spot, and Fable having a good spot and trying to snipe out some damage.
Hitting him with the 0 mastery is actually brutal. Venomous gonna move away. Taking an engagement here isn't really beneficial to either squad, especially since damage doesn't really count for anything, but I guess a little bit of happiness. You look after the game, you go look at it, so much damage. This, however, this counts for a lot.
Yeah, Soul trying to get away from Zen, but that is just going to be the Ice Prison used on yourself to try to get away from some of the damage, but they blocked you in place, and they've locked you out of this game. Another team wipe, but this time it's for Zenith.
Tough to survive as a Celeste, and especially when you do end up ulting, more often than not, you're just going to get focused down right after. You need the backup of a team, especially when you're playing as Celeste. And hey, a good thing to see Riftwalkers getting back into things as well. On the train, just as you'd called out, even capturing the bonfire to get themselves set up. They don't have great loot, but at least they've got a squad.
Okay, so I know I was getting called out by some of the players in chat when I was talking about the train strat and saying They didn't know that Magical was a rat train player. Yeah, I mean, I played Hudson. Come on, guys. you gotta know.
You can only expect so much. I actually don't want to dog on Hudson players too much, but like I kind of do.
I already know. I play Hudson. I know how it is. We stand still. We don't have hands, and that's why I play him.
It's so rough. It's so rough. It reminds me of a few playtests ago when Celeste became really popular, and it was just it's so difficult to go up against because she would be invincible and she would track you. There was just very little you could do. Here, however, Celeste not as powerful. Hudson, really the star of the show, and we've got another star as Bishop takes to the front lines.
Okay, it does seem like it's going to be disengaged here by Passion Fruit to get themselves out of that one. I thought it was a really dicey spot, and Go Hogs did go for a bit of the aggression, but they kind of relented momentarily, wanting to get the confirmed knock as sneaky here. Could go for he's too low. I don't think he even tried to go for anything. Just let Go Hogs farm up. See if you can wait for your team, especially because Zenith is not too far away.
And when you are down a few members, when you don't feel like you can win a fight, that is, I think, a time where you can play a little bit more separated and more focus on ways to get the rest of the squad back into the game, back to full strength.
Okay. Ooh. Main characters getting a little bit fancy there, but I think both teams might fall back on this one. It seems like neither want to go for this fight just yet.
Yeah. High ground actually playing a really important role there as well. Main characters can't really engage in that moment as much as they might want to because, well, we know them. That's who they are. Yeah. But going into high ground, you don't have a lot of visibility. You don't have a lot of chances to move up. Even as Brawl, who has the passive to jump up the double high ground, it's still quite tough to have the rest of the team jump in with you. Now, Riftwalkers are looking for another engage, and I can't help but feel bad because Zen cannot catch a break.
I like this, though. Looks like Zenith are going to grab themselves this space so that at least they have something to fall back onto to heal up a little bit. But they are getting pinched by all sides.
Big root!
Squad, and there's going to be the huge engage with the Ice Prism knocked into the outer zones, and they're trying to escape, but through the storm, which means they get knocked. Zenith throwing down the nuke, hoping that Luna can get the distance away or get some attention so they can get the revives off. Because right now, Spicy Marinara has picked up the crown. Oh, might be the sacrificial lamb, but this is going to be Riftwalkers trying to get a little bit of damage back onto main characters. Neither team wanting to fully commit just yet. It is Riftwalkers looking to hunt down some of these knocks. Luna doing a great job, but finally gets spotted out by Parya. Tries to go for the dash back over towards the island. Puts up the shield. Gets a decent amount of damage. Is getting followed up, though. That's going to be the dagger not connecting, so no double dash there for Parya. I have to get back to the team. The 1v1 duel. Assassin versus tank. I'd give it to the tank every day.
Yeah, I genuinely don't know who wins this, but I'm not counting Luna out. Even with broken shields, Oath is really difficult to play against when you got to be in melee range. Windforcer looking like they're about to fall. The nuke might not catch them, but you'll certainly see Steve Nader do it.
I think this is 4 squads here, all looking for the plate. That is most of a Colt-Kun getting taken out. New Salsa barely able to get back towards the respawn, but it's the hunt from Go Hogs, making sure to chase away Bishop from taking that so they don't have to worry about the team in their flank.
JustReliq going to rejoin with the rest of the squad just in time as Faye find their first knock. We're not going to see a box res here because Faye can continue pushing forward. They've still got ults available on most of them. Flappy Penguin stacking things up for the late game was a huge carry for the squad in their previous win. Can Faye do it again? They're setting themselves up for it.
Riftwalkers don't realize that they have walked into a bad zone right now. Fable right here, and behind them, Go Hogs, but Go Hogs are kind of playing the safe game, playing to control that island of theirs, and they don't want to look for these picks onto Riftwalker just yet.
And it's just what they had last game. It's about control. Looking at the other side, we are out of control.
Yeah, we are out of control because a Colt-Kun went right into Zenith. We're able to get the most wanted revive. So Spicy Marinara gets the damage. The dash away doesn't work for New Salsa. A Colt-Kun and a bad spot, but they do get the knock for one at least. Trying to fight valiantly back, but only the one survivor. Again, a Colt-Kun hoping on hope for themselves to get the revive with Dancer. The Dancer gets spotted out. They go for the chase. Get that passive stacked up from Jewel. Tries to escape using the blink, but they can get the hunt that they need to get a nice team elimination.
Unfortunate to see a whole squad go down that way, but when you walk into Jewel, you walk into Jewel. There's no two ways about it. JustReliq does find Faye once again. Stevenator playing with the idea of an engage. We've got a nuke going out, and Jang is losing ground. There's just not a lot of territory that you can stand on as the ice crumbles away just below Hog.
Yeah, but they have enough that they can retreat to at least, and they can even go over the zone if they want to. So it does seem that that's going to be the play from them. All the while, Passion Fruit did have a bit of an exchange against main character Jelly. Only Jelly here surviving for Passion Fruit. Well, Rush All players have kind of been able to escape back. They had that one initial fight at the very beginning of the game, but haven't really been able to make anything work since then. They've been trying to farm up the best they can. 2 level 9s on each side, a little bit of snipe damage.
Here we go.
That's going to be the engage. Try to go for the all-out battle at the back line, but now Jelly is on the flank. One solo Jelly against the world here. Crush All players trying to crush the hopes of the rebound, but he's able to escape from that one.
A nice nuke behind as well. Makes sure that the follow-up is not safe. Mid-Hog, who lost almost the entire squad at the beginning of the game, could be the reason they come back into it on Hudson. It's a huge engage from Felix!
But look at that damage they're able to get for Crush All players. They haven't gotten the wipes just yet. So many low health bars, and Passion Fruit are the ones pinched by Go Hog. All the while, it is main characters trying to heal back up in time, while Crush All players trying to escape, realizing the zone control was not in their favor. They will barely be able to get over to the other side. But here come the Chonkers, body blocked by a nice shield.
It is a miracle that Cap are alive right now. Seeing the amount of damage they were able to put out, main characters almost fell in the meantime, and that was after landing all of their engaged tools, and they're running right into Faye. Dylan has to burn an ultimate to escape, and even that does not save him right into the arms of Dunmere.
As main characters now trying to push up, realizing that they could go for Rift Walkers who have to walk out into the void and out into nothingness, the storm starting to collapse onto them, while Go Hogs have the flank on the main characters. Only 3 surviving here, but they do have a respawn beacon to play for.
Hog's position over by the shop is a good one. They're looking for the engage on the main characters. A 3v4 right now that they just cannot find. Hog gonna let this go off. Faye starting to look up here as well as main characters excluded from the next zone must take a fight to find their way in. Burnice
Playing aggressively, was looking for the vision control for the team, while Riftwalker still have Scarb on the other side. Only survivor for the team. A bit of snipes. This is a wonky spot here for main characters. Oh no, Scarb. It's a one-tap right there, just like, oh hey, free kill.
Nice shot by Improving. I was wondering whether we'd see some sort of funky escape as we've seen Bishop do so many times, but no. One shot.
One shot here for Go Hog, as well as for main characters. They can get pinched behind while they go for the fight against one another. That's going to be the jetpack, and it drags in 2 of them to make sure they get 2 knocks almost instantaneously. But barely was able to get away with the help of his light clone. Now they have to dash back towards this little island. Prismaticism wants the hunt back and wants to try to find control, but it's just going to be some jump pads away for Go Hogs.
Yeah, Smart used the jump pad, avoiding the opportunity to be spiked. There's also a res beacon down there, another fight on the other side.
Another Earth Splitter almost picking up the kills, looking for Burnice, but he's able to dash back towards the team, and they have been rooted by the barbed wire. Crush All players trying to crush Fable, the winners from the last lobby, but Gunner doing a great job of zone control, but here comes the nuke to separate the fight.
Nidhogg doing a really good job of staying mobile on Hudson as well. Dipping and diving, finding new angles to take this railgun and set it up against the enemy. Flappy Penguin does find a huge spike grenade, but it's not enough to deal sufficient damage as Hai continues to play very aggressively, very well on the Oath to block crucial cooldowns that would otherwise crowd control the team.
I've never seen this before. It was a double flank, 2 teams in the middle, getting flanked by 2 teams on the outside where you had not just a third party, but a fourth party, and you still have that here. So Go Hogs, realizing how bad the spot is, are trying to get pittance of damage onto main characters, but still puts them in this horrible spot they have to battle their way out of.
Improving, just maintaining safety towards the north side of this zone. Can actually play on their own because of the best item in the game, Chonker Cannon. Absolutely wild right now. If you're not playing with Chonker Cannon, you have got to start picking that up.
It's so great.
It is. Yeah, I have had so many wins. Just I take my hands off the keyboard and let the Chonker Cannon do the work. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, also it's fun. It's just a big old fluffy cat that you throw at people. Right now, Go Hogs trying to get out of this precarious spot that they found themselves in, while Faye still control the island in its entirety. Crush All players, oh my goodness. They're in a horrible spot, but guess who they found? It's spotted out there. Chase away, Jewel, but you gotta get off this island. You are in a horrible spot. Look where the zone's starting to push to. They have to make the call, and they are gonna fly their way on the gliders out.
In an endgame scenario, I'm also noticing that we've got anti-mobility fields at play. I believe it's Bernice on Faye that is holding the anti-mobility field right now. This is a critical ability to have in the late game. Unfortunately, Faye may not get to use it. Sandwiched between two squads.
Trying to go for the play, but they've got the dash back in, and now with everyone joining in, it's a 4v4 fight, and they are able to get the first knock that they needed to for Faye. Find themselves out of that one, while main characters still on the play. Hope that they can get the fight, but here comes the nuke. Sent out, getting a lot of damage. Oh, not getting a lot of damage, but getting a lot of control against that of Cap. While main characters, they have a good position, and they can fight over that while they wait to see if anybody's going to come towards their islands. It is going to be the dash back looking for Faye, who now find themselves in retreat and trying to make sure that they can push into the circle.
I can't believe it. We're still seeing the anti-mobility field play out after that. I am amazed that Bernice is still alive. Dunmere still with them as well. Faye need a couple of knocks, but could get their team back into the game. Cap and Hog very likely to fight. And you want to try and push them into each other as Faye, because if you try and take a 2v4 against either one, it's not going to go well for you. Dunmere looks for the bait, does not find it. Stevenator finally takes the engagement, but it's on to the duo, who back out into the storm. Anti-heal on Dunmere, and he will go down. It is just one left. Bernice spiked above the abyss.
I was about to say he might have made it out, but now Cap are in a horrible spot. The anti-mobility field playing out pretty well here as GoHog and main character now fight here with the tight corridor. It's going to be GoHog, the first team that almost wiped out. 2 remaining. Stevenator trying to battle back the best he can, but he cannot. No resets are there. Main character's finding the knocks, while Crush All players trying to crush that of main character, looking for any snipe damage. But it's going to be main character backing off of this one momentarily. Crush All players trying to push in, looking for the snipe, but that's going to be the jetpack getting zone control. Look at the flank on the other side. Burrow's on top of them. This is main characters fighting valiantly, finding the picks against Crush All players, crushing their hopes to begin with as Nidhogg falls. Only
Nuke is
2
huge.
remaining, but they're trying to fight back the best they can. The gunner plays, nearly turn it around. One surviving, but
Oh my
knocked
God.
out of the zone. It is going to be support for support.
Oh my
And
God.
main characters find the victory that they need to. 1 survivor to boot.